Now, these two different shots you're seeing here, one I'm standing up and stalling out my rotation, and the other I'm staying down and rotating perfectly in the downswing. The difference between those is why we see amateur golfers have that stand up and stall out and professionals stay down and turn. So it's all about how you're starting the downswing and what you're using to govern your rotation in the downswing. So, okay, what the difference is the one that I was standing up, stalling out, I was using the right side of my pelvis to govern the rotation. Of course, me being a right-handed golfer, it makes sense, doesn't it? If I want to turn in the downswing and have that good staying down move, I need to rotate to do that. So pushing off with my right leg makes sense. So, but when we do that, we actually start to really have what looks like extremely early hip rotation, but it's not. We're just pushing the hip forward. But what we've also got to know, when that right side moves forward closer to the golf ball, our whole body in general gets closer to the ball. That gets our right arm stuck behind us, so behind the seam line, if we push that right side forward to rotate. And then from there, I can't rotate anymore, because if I do, my arm is stuck. The club's going to be passing way too much on the inside of the ball line. So my body would jump stall, get the right arm out the way. And that's how I'm going to be able to hit a golf shot. And it's going to be really difficult, as you can see there, to even remotely hit the planet. So that's where, if we want to stay down and rotate through the golf ball, we can't be rotating with our right side. We can't be pushing forward. We can't be someone like Justin Thomas who does that move, but he has a ton of trail side bend to counteract all those motions. So that's where what we need to do, we need to have that lead side govern our rotation. So, and that is the only difference between those two videos we saw right at the beginning of the intro, is the one that I'm staying down through the golf ball, I'm actually using my left side and keeping my right side extremely passive. So I'm getting the left hip pushing back in that downswing, which does a bunch of things. So as you can see, if I get my left hip moving back, you can see my right arm wants to naturally get in front of my body. So I get the right arm driving in without really trying, which is a really good thing to do. So you can see as well, it puts my pelvis and pushes it back. So it gets me into some forward flexion. So that's where that good old classic squat move, that's where this comes from. Left hip goes back, arms collect more in front, and I start to flex more down, which is the opposite of extension. And all I need to do is continue pushing the pelvis back, and I'm staying down through the ball. There's nothing I need to do to counteract anything, resulting in a stand-up going through impact. So I'm going to show you three drills, to be able to do this. So let's do it. We need to get that left side pushing back in that downswing, still getting the weight onto the lead side. We don't just want to go back here. That's not what we want to do. The weight forward at the same time as the left side pushing back all the way through the downswing. And that's how we get really awesome hip rotation, rotation in general, and staying down the ball. So let's get straight to the drills. If we're a golfer who really is struggling with that stand up and lack of rotation, like we said, they're gonna have a lot of trail side push. So what I want golfers to do in this drill here, this isn't necessarily one that perfectly gets the left hip back, as the other drills are really good target that. This quietens down the right side more. So this is a drill where we get ideal right foot movement. So when we drive up with the foot and drive up with that right side, you can see the heel really prematurely lifts. So that's an indicator that that right side's pushed too far forward. So what we want to do, we want to hit some shots where we get into more of this position with our foot here. Banking, rolling that right foot onto the left side, the inside of that foot. We see so many of the great ball strikers in this position as they're moving through impact. That tells us that right hip has stayed back, hasn't pushed forward. So that's why I want you to set up to the golf ball, get your right foot rolled over, banking it. Weight is on that left side. Have your hips slightly rotated and along with your chest as well. And I just want you to do some swings back and forward, going really through this rolled position. So back, and through. So that's all I want you to do there. So really nice one to go through there. That ball started left because I started that ball and I was aiming way too left in there. That really wasn't the shape that ball should have done. I'll actually start this one a little bit more on the start line, which is, that's the middle of the net, believe it or not, or the screen. So we want to get that rolled over into that banked position, little bit of rotation, weight on that left side, and just back and through. Feeling that exact same thing. Hit more of the appropriate part of the net there. But you can see we're only just nudging them down there, just a little swing to feel the banking and ultimately quiet right side rather than drive forward. So if you're chronically driving forward, do that drill first as much as you can. So for the second drill, we need a long alignment stick, just alignment stick in general actually, something like here, I've got my swing plate for being here in a simulator to where I can't stick an alignment stick in the ground. So if you're hitting off a grass range, just getting a stick and putting it in the ground there. So if you want one of these swing plates as well, there's a link down in the description for a discount code right at the bottom of the video description. So what we do with this, now once we've done that banked drill, I want you to set up with a stick that is away from the target, outside your right foot, and about 4 fingers or so outside your knee there. So if I get too fiery, which is going to result up in standing up and stalling, you're going to see I'm going to hit that with my knee every time. So what I want to do, again, same thing, just do some soft little swings. Got to do things softly and slowly to start off with. We're learning new movement patterns here. So having that just blocking my right knee, I've actually got to move this very slightly back. There we go, just so the TrackMan picks it up properly. There we go, 4 fingers. And ultimately, I just want to get through that shot without hitting that with my knee. So that's the basic part of it first. So let's hit a little one there. There we go, just a nice little one, nudging it down there, making sure I'm not hitting that with my knee. Brilliant. So that's where, again, if you're a chronic driver of that right side, stalling out, standing up, not rotating, just try and not hit that with your knee first. But then if you, let's say, you want a little feel as well to get that left hip going back, absolutely, do this. So get that left trouser pocket and just feel like someone's grabbing it and pushing it back. I like golfers to feel like they're kind of almost collecting themselves at the top, like it's having almost like a mini pause, feel like it is. It's not really gonna be in reality. And then just feel that left hip going back. So you can see, if I'm doing that whilst not hitting that with my knee, you can see I get into that banked position with my foot naturally anyway. So just feel like someone's grabbing that pocket, really giving it a pull, give it a little time to feel like everything's having a little weight at the top, even though generally you won't be, it's a feel versus real. And that'll be a great way, again, with a small swing. And that'll be a great way just to start off practicing it. First 2 drills. Now, for let's say you're a golfer who doesn't necessarily drive up that side too much, you just want something more to get that left hip moving back as much as you can and using that as your downswing rotator. That's our next drill. So guys, for our third and final drill, so you can work up to this or you can do this one straight away if you feel comfortable. So that's where what we need a stick in the ground. I've just got my swing plate and that is behind our left hip and really about a club head distance in front of our lead foot towards the target, but behind that left hip. The further back we put it, the more challenging this is going to be. So I'm going to make this a little bit easier to start off with. So just have an alignment stick now, put it through your belt loops, but just the tiniest wee little bit on the right hand side, okay? So then what we want to do, you've probably seen this around before, but it's brilliant if we've done these first 2 drills especially. We want to go back and get this stick that's in our belt loops to touch the stick behind us before we get to impact. If it happens at impact, great. Even if it's slightly afterwards, that's a good starting place. So this is going to really expose your level of hip rotations. I was actually practicing this in my net in my backyard probably about 2 days ago. And I wasn't doing it too great. I was actually hitting this after impact. So this would be a good one for me as well. So even for me, a professional golfer, practicing hip rotation is so important. But we don't want to be doing this via driving the side up. That's why we want to be doing our drills, or at least knowing about that right side first. Absolutely, let's give it a go. I want to hit this just before impact. I'm really going to have to actually get that hip moving back to get it from there. So nice short swing to start off with, really exaggerate it. Just about impact, so you can see it knocks it over. Brilliant. So that's where, again, the only annoying thing of this, if you're doing it with, like, let's say a swing plate, you have to pick that swing plate up every single time. But if you've got, let's say, again, nice grass range, I know from you guys over in the States, like I'd say 98% or so of my students on Skillist are all over from the States as well. And I love it when they send in videos of them on their nice grass ranges. We don't really get that all too often here in the UK, especially here in Scotland, because again, it just rains too much. What's the point? You've got to build a range that has a roof on the top of it. So if you've got that nice, lovely US grass range, this would be brilliant for you. So, okay, again, just nice and smooth. That was a little bit further away because, like we said, the more we put this back behind us, away from us, the harder it will be, because that's going to force the left hip to go back more. And when I see players doing this drill, they don't have it far enough back anyway. So don't be afraid to put it back. Doesn't have to be an exact measurement. But let's hit it with our stick in our belt loops as soon as we can. Nice and short swing to start off with. Really tried hard. And let's say when you're trying really hard there, don't worry about how you hit the golf ball, because you're just going to be exaggerating like that one. I just straight up towed it, but I hit that just at impact, so I got my goal. So this is where, again, even if you're hitting balls into a net, absolutely brilliant. So if you can get those drills done, knowing your swing, analyzing your swing, super important for this, knowing, do you struggle with that trail side more? How much is that pushing up? Because that depends on what drill you're going to do here and what you're going to start off with. If you're really struggling with it, do the first drill, then the second drill, then the third. If it's not too bad, do the second and the third. And if it's okay, you just want to rotate those hips more and keep yourself down and turning, the last drill there. So that's where, for me, I would just go straight into that last drill. And then once you've done, of course, enough of the drills, then we get the feels into the golf ball drills, create the feels. And then we get really nice hip rotation and stay down for it. Lovely, like the top pros. So we've got to remember, we've got to fluidly rotate through the golf ball if we want to stay down. If we slow down the rotation, the body pops up, which is why that is such a huge issue. So you've got to use your left side, not your right side. If you're a left-handed golfer, flip it around. Got to use your lead side to rotate in the downswing, your target side. So important. So, absolutely, guys, if you want one-to-one lessons with me on Skillist, you can absolutely do that anywhere in the world. Like I said, most of my students are from the US. So, link in the description. Absolutely, send in your videos to me. We can get it sorted. And also, there's a brand new video series that I've released on Skillist, which comes straight to your DMs on Skillist if you follow me. All you have to do is click follow, it's completely free. It's all about root causes. It's where I go into a student on each week and we'll go into one of their very first lessons and talk about their root cause issues of what was causing their problems. So it's great for the golfing IQ, really helps you to be able to, one, extract that knowledge, and apply it to yourself as well. And of course, and if you want to pull the trigger on a lesson, you can absolutely do that, but it's completely free. So if you enjoyed the video, click that like button if you want more golf instruction, just like this. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button too to be notified every time I put out a video.